How do I create content of value? And why would anyone listen to me? I'm Michelle Grigsby with onlinewithmichelle.com. I did it again, looked into the light bulb, but where I help you with tips and strategies on how to generate leads, find targeted prospects, and build your business primarily using social media. So for those of you that are jumping on, drop your name in the comments. Let me know where you're from. And if you're new, put new in the comments because that's always really cool. So, okay, so this is a question that I get a lot of, and it's a really good question. And this applies to those who are working on their online presence and they're attracting the perfect prospect to them. And that is, how do I create content of value? And why would anyone listen to me? I'm not an expert in what I'm doing, and I haven't built a big success story or whatever, so drop a 1 in the comments if you've ever felt this way, because I know I have, and there was a time that I'd be putting, you know, several 1s in the comments. So drop a 1 in the comments if you guys can relate to that. So, but believe it or not, you guys, it really is a very simple answer, and the first thing that you want to do is you want to just start by sharing your own experiences, okay? So what are you doing in your business? What are your daily action steps? What are you learning? What are you reading? What are you listening to? What events are you attending? What action steps are you taking on a regular basis? Hi, Carolyn. Thanks for jumping on. So you see, guys, what happens is we get bogged down with expert status because we think that if we haven't accomplished a great deal or whatever that we're not an expert, but really and truly all people are looking for is just a little guidance from someone who knows just a little bit more than they do. So, you know, someone who can answer a question, someone who can point them in the right direction, and that's really what an expert means. Would you guys agree? Hey Joyce, thanks for jumping on. Look at this, guys. I can show everybody's leaving a comment. Drop me a comment, you guys. I might show your comment whenever you guys are jumping on. So anyway, let me get rid of that. Hold on. I'm still learning how to use this software, which is pretty cool. So think about this, you guys. You know, self-development, some kind of training. I mean, right now I'm reading The Miracle Morning for Network Marketers, and guess what? If there's a ton of great information out there, why not create content sharing value as you go along? A super powerful thing to do is take the information, okay, learn from it, implement it, teach others, and then share that information with others to help them move along the journey as well. So anytime you read or listen to a book or attend an event, or you watch, listen, attend a training, my gosh, you guys are learning something from this very live that I'm doing right now. Think of the education that you're getting in a couple of different ways. I mean, first and foremost, the question to ask yourself is, what will I learn and what am I going to implement? And this is really important because many times we go from book to book or training to training, event to event, and we never take action on those things that we learned. Do you guys relate to that? Anybody? Hello, Elsie. Nice to see you. But yeah, so if you can relate to that, drop a 2 in the comment because I know that I have a lot of notes that I never shared with my audience. So here's the second part though, guys. What can I give to others and how can I impact them through what I'm learning and implementing? So here's the thing. Once you consume information or training, put it into action, and then turn around immediately and share what you learned with someone else. Share it first and foremost with your own team, then share it with your prospects, share it on your blog, share it on Facebook, create a video, create a podcast, talk about what you did to take action, what you learned, etc. And you know, so the process can be consume the information, put it into action, create a piece of content around that, and share it with others. So share what you did to take the action, and then as you go along the process, once again, you can go back and you can share another piece of content about what you've learned after implementing it. So maybe showing like a 30-day cycle, a 60-day cycle, 90 days, etc., and what you tweaked along the way for it to better fit you, how others might do the same thing. So let me give you an example. So let's say, for example, you're trying a new weight loss plan, okay? So you found a program that you want to try. So you invest in it, right? you invest in it monetarily, definitely your time, right? You're consuming information, right? Then what you do, guys, what do you do next? You implement it, right? You put it into action. So you learn what you need to do, and then you implement it, you put it into action, okay? And then what you guys do is you create a piece of content around that and then share it with others and tell them what you're doing. Tell them how you're doing it. Invite them to join you on the journey with you. And then what you can do, guys, is you can go back 30, 60, 90 days and share the results, what you've learned, etc. So can you see how this can be a great piece of content to share if you know your audience is struggling to lose weight? So it's like a 3-step process when you think of it. So what we do is we talk about how we want to invest in our own education and advancement, right? This involves both money and time, okay? Then what you want to do is you want to learn from that investment and take action on it, right? So that you can ultimately increase your bottom line. I mean, that's why we're all here, right? So then finally, what you want to do is you want to teach it to others. You want to cement your own learning. And by turning around and teaching it to others, you're literally cementing your own knowledge. And what you're doing is you're walking the journey together with them, okay? So think of it this way. If you got value from the information, don't you think that there's others out there that will as well? So don't you think that there's others out there that are just waiting to learn what you've learned and hear from you? Now, how many notebooks full of notes have you taken from events that you've attended? Whether it's from a company event, a generic event, or whatever it is, okay? How many of them are stacked on a bookshelf, tucked in a drawer or a box, or thrown in your desk, okay? I want you to think of this, though. I want you to think that you have thousands of dollars of uncashed checks just sitting there in that information that you've taken, right? That information that you've taken, you've consumed and not acted on by sharing it with others and turning it into profits for yourself. So if you aren't using and sharing that knowledge, those checks are just sitting there uncashed. How do you feel about that? So if you guys can relate to that, I want you guys to put an emoji in the comments to describe how it makes you feel. How would you feel if you knew that you open your desk drawer and you could see a whole bunch of checks in there that you haven't cashed? Okay, so I want you guys to remember this, okay? Creating content and offering value is really easy when you think to yourself, what am I learning and experiencing? Okay, so how do I take action? How do I take action and plan to implement this? And then you want to ask yourself, how can I turn that around, turn it into a learning experience for others, and how to deliver a positive impact with many. So besides this, you guys, I want you to remember there are many, many different ways to create content, okay? There's so many different ideas. On some of my future lives, I'm going to be showing you guys how to not only create some great ideas on how to create content, but I also want to share with you guys how to create some compelling headlines that will get people to take action and consume your content. And also, I want to share with you how to use what you're learning and experience in your business as a selling tool. So for those of you that are not in my private Facebook group, I want to make sure that you're invited. Just go to the search bar in Facebook and just type in social media tips with Michelle, and you'll probably find my fan page, but also request to join my private group because I have it in private group in parentheses, okay? But it's a closed group, it's not an open group, but it's not secret, so you should be able to find it, okay? But here's the thing is every time I create content, I email it to my list. So if you guys want to make sure that you're getting all my content, I don't do lives every time. I do videos, I do blog posts and all that. So if you want to make sure that you're not missing anything and you want to be notified, hold on, let me see if I can do this. Hold on. Can you see that? Oh my gosh, that's so cool. All right, so if you guys want to make sure that you get access to all of my content, because I'm going to be sharing some pretty cool stuff in the future, make sure that you're a subscriber on my blog. So you can do that by going to onlinewithmichelle.com/subscribe. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go, and I want you guys to know that you're meant for greatness, and I will see you on the next training. See ya. Bye.